Hey everyone, this is the Loose Cannon, David McBee, and I'm joined by Nathan Sumo Rogers. And finally, this was a lot of negotiation. Our people got with his people. I mean, he's a hard man to nail down because he's everywhere. Our special guest this week, must-see TV, Colton Theron Vaught. So glad to have you on TLSN Overtime, man.
Hey, thank you guys so much. You guys are my brothers. It's always a blessing. I know the schedule's been crazy. You guys have had a crazy schedule. I've had a crazy schedule. It's good to finally get it nailed down. I love you guys. We always have good combos. It's good to be here.
So, what's must-see TV up to these days?
Right now, it's just a lot of training. Right now, we got training pretty much 5 to 6 days a week for MMA. Infinity Martial Arts is where I mainly train. We have Infinity Martial Arts in Springfield, Infinity Martial Arts in Aurora, Infinity Martial Arts in Bolivar, and then we also have an affiliate gym which Jacob Ritchie runs, which is Grappling Concepts in Nixa, which is just full of some absolute savages. They're a USA boxing gym. My gosh, they are savages. So anytime all of us can come together and train, that's all we're doing. We're just trying to get better day by day. And then in the mix of that, I got pro wrestling any chance I can get, training at that, because I got to defend that belt, baby. I got to defend that belt.
Well, CTV, of course, you know, you're the Mid-States Wrestling Missouri heavyweight champion, plus you're competing in MMA as well. And we'll talk a little MMA first, you know, kind of tell us how long you've been competing in MMA and, you know, what kind of made you want to get into the sport of mixed martial arts?
Well, I was in pro wrestling, of course, and I was dabbling in MMA training, not actually formally training. And then when I actually researched the gyms around here in Springfield, right down the road in Division Street was Infinity Martial Arts, and it was very close. So I was like, this is what I got to do. I was like, I just got to go in full bore. So I went and started training there. I believe my first fight was in 2021, and we have had 6 MMA fights and 1 kickboxing fight since. Loads of grappling matches, super fights in that. Tried to get a lot of grappling tournaments as well, and it's just been a lot of lessons, and it's been awesome. Martial arts has been one of the greatest teachers I could ever have. I love it. The discipline is unmatched. It's unmatched.
What weight class you fighting at?
Right now, I currently fight at featherweight. Most of my fights will be at 145, but I've also fought at 150, and I've fought at 155 as well. I feel very comfortable at 145 right now. I feel like we've taken enough fights there that I feel comfortable with the weight cutting process and everything. I feel very strong at 145. When I go pro, I consider going down to 135. I think with a proper diet, I could make that happen, and could be a real problem for some bantamweights as well. I would really like to try that.
Could be a real problem. It will be a real problem.
Dang right, man. That's how we got to talk. That's how we got to talk. I love that, brother. That's my guy, Nathan.
But we're on a little bit different platform. We obviously know each other, and we've done stuff on a different podcast before. But for those that don't know, you're a pro wrestler, you're an MMA fighter. Tell everybody how that works together. How has MMA transitioned to wrestling, and how has pro wrestling helped you in MMA?
For sure. So the first thing I always say is in pro wrestling, you have to be ready to go at any time. It could be, hey, be ready, be right here, go. Hey, it's your, hey, now, hey, we switched it up now. Now you go. So it's always constant audibles. And I think that mindset of always being prepared in pro wrestling has constantly prepared me for MMA, so that when it's show up here and go out and perform, that aspect has really helped me. The audibles. So like if for example, I remember one time in my kickboxing fight, the show started an hour earlier than what I thought it was. And so a lot of times that could totally just mess up the whole mindset. Now I got to stretch earlier, but that wasn't the case. I was able to just call an audible and go in and go to work just because of that pro wrestling mindset.
Well, CTV, kind of tell us, you know, I know you're a big fan of the sport of mixed martial arts. Who is kind of the fighter that you really look up to, that's kind of been your inspiration in mixed martial arts?
First one that comes to my mind is Sakuraba. I love Sakuraba, man. Also, isn't that his name? Is that Sakuraba? That's
Yeah,
the
yeah, you
dude, the
got that.
Gracie Hunter. Is that the Gracie
I
Hunter?
thought you were going to say Sean Strickland, but we'll go with Sakuraba.
Baby, oh
I
baby,
thought he was going to go GSP. So, because
bro, GSP is if you make me make a top. I remember the other day, I made a top 3 athletes of all time of who I look up to, and I remember it went Ricky Henderson, Steve Smith, and then it went GSP. GSP has the best martial arts mindset, and he just kind of looked at everything as a test, not as far as fights. This was the next test, you know. This was the Matt Hughes test. This was the Matt Serra test. This was the BJ Penn test. And I like the way he looks at it like that. And I did copy that mindset as far as MMA. So I would say him. And so Sakuraba, GSP, and then, you know, a wild one, Tony Ferguson, man. I really always loved Tony Ferguson. Primetime Tony Ferguson was just gorgeous, man. We're going to see him upset Patty. And you're going to see him upset Patty. That's how crazy of a
I
fan
don't
I
know if
am,
that'll be
man.
an upset. I don't know if that'll be an upset.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I like to hear.
well, CTV, you're also a huge star in professional wrestling, and I got to tell you, man, the last 2 years, the matches that I've called with you have been some of the best matches that I've ever seen in my life. The matches you had with Luke Langley, just absolutely incredible. Kind of tell us how you got involved in pro wrestling and training.
One, that means the world coming from you because I know you've seen a lot of matches. So that means the absolute world. I got started training. I just Googled it. I was in college baseball. I Googled it. Wrestling academies in Missouri. Or no, I just Googled Pro Wrestling Academy and it said Harley Race Wrestling Academy. It just said Missouri. I didn't even see where it was. I just saw it said Missouri and I don't even think I finished it. I said, that's that. All right. Say less. And I think they had it was some sort of tryout to see if you could get into the school at that time. And I went up there. We did that. And at the time I came in with another guys, Raheem De La Suede, Moses, Sean Patrick is who I came in there. And then we all came in there and we were with Harley. Yo, what's up, cat? And we came
You
in with
got guests
Harley.
now with you.
Yo, that's the cat. And so then there, and we were actually the last class of Harley Race before he passed away. So that was awesome. And so basically I just Googled it when I was in college baseball and I was like, all right, I've got to take this opportunity. It's in Missouri. It's Harley Race. You know, my dad got me hip right away to who Harley Race was. He's like, oh, come on, let's go. And so I made it. I just made it happen. I was like, I got to make this happen. So I went up there with some great guys. They got me in there at WLW. WLW gave me incredible opportunities. Leland Race was also there. Derek Stone, Jaden Dominic Rose. I mean, all these guys, John Webb. I'm going to miss Steven, Superstar Steve. I'm going to miss somebody. I don't need to start name dropping because I'm going to miss somebody. But those guys really just showed me the absolute way, sat me down, showed me pro wrestling. And then eventually I reached out to Mid-States Wrestling and Jason Jones. And it's been a match made in heaven. I've gotten to have some dream matches here. And it's been incredible.
How grueling was Harley Race on you students?
Oh, it was pretty crazy. The training was absolutely just as crazy as they said it was. And he was an absolute savage. The amount of bumps we took and just running the ropes and how strict he was on how he did everything. He was awesome. I needed that. It was the perfect amount of discipline to run a pro wrestling school. I mean, it was so awesome. And him and Leland just collaborated so well that the training was so demanding and the conditioning. It was awesome. It was awesome. And with those guys that I named earlier that I trained with, it made it so much better because we just suffered together. We'd go out and eat afterwards. We'd come back and watch some pay-per-views. They had a huge library of all the old matches we'd watch, we'd study. And it just became a family thing. We're like, hey, if they're going to put it through us right here at the academy, might as well have some fun together. And so we bonded through that. And we had a great time up there, man. Harley's the best. Hard, but insanely good. The Harley Race Wrestling Academy is awesome, man. It's incredible.
Well, we've got to see, you know, from your very first match. I remember you made your debut and you came out, and I'm like, you know, must see TV. That's pretty catchy. But then, you know, you not only had the name, the cool name, but then also the athleticism that you show in your matches. And I mentioned Luke Langley, and let's talk about that one real quick. I mean, you guys have had several matches, and from, you know, time limit draws to just incredible athleticism. I think I used the phrase when I was doing one of your matches. I said you guys have more chemistry than a periodic table together.
Yeah,
And
that's a great line.
yeah, you guys seriously work so well together. But the cool thing is you didn't have to have all this outside stuff telling about what's happening. You guys told a story in the ring.
It was crazy, man. And when you get in there with a veteran like Langley, he really does just elevate your game to a next level. He's going to push you so far that either you're going to break and crumble, or it's going to elevate you to this next match level where you can really just shine. And he's so freaking athletic, and he wrestles so physical, and I wrestle so physical that it was really a match made in heaven. So when you said that line, I love that, because, you know, we almost have that unspoken bond when it's time to turn it up. Let's turn it up, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's put on a show. So it was really, I think it was a matching of energies. And a lot of people don't know, Langley is ready to go, man. I mean, in every sense of the word. So it's just good physical matches. And he has a physical style. I have a physical style. It's beautiful, man. If I could have that match 100 times, I would. I mean, I might not walk for the rest of my life. I'm telling you, if I have a bunch of those matches with Langley, but I would do it, man. It's so much fun.
Standing ovation and match of the year, and it was a pleasure calling it, man. It was awesome. If you fight like you wrestle, if you're so amped up in the cage like you are the ring, yeah, you're gonna make that 135, and the sky's the limit.
Man, that truly means the world, especially from both of you guys. You guys have seen a lot of wrestling, so that truly means the absolute freaking world from you guys, man. Everything I've gotten at MSW, the ovations, the awards, all that has come from great leadership up top too, man. I really do mean that. Those guys run a great, great program, man. They're solid. They're solid there. It's never a night off. You're always going to be pushed.
Well, after that, you know, you had the rivalry with Luke Langley that, you know, went through a lot of last year and also into this year. And then after that, you know, you kind of slingshot your way to this Missouri State, you know, championship that MSW started having. Tell us a little bit about that night, that tournament, and what you had to go through to win that first ever Mid-States Wrestling Missouri championship.
That meant so much to me just because the lineage of the title. That night was crazy. 3 matches against 3 guys that were not a night off. The first match was Dread. We came out slanging and banging, man. I almost got him with a flash knee right off the gun. It was a crazy match. From there, I actually had Langley in the semifinals, which is absolute madness to have in a semifinal. I was like, even if I win this, how am I going to be able to go on? So me and Langley put on a banger, and then from there, I actually faced Niles Planquet in the championship, and I pulled it off there with some absolute madness. Once again, another great veteran. And I pulled it off against him, and that night was a dream. I was like, I don't even know how that happened. It felt so crazy. That night was crazy. That night was crazy.
Well, of course, you know, you won the championship. Now, you know, you were chasing the belt. Now you are the champion and have the belt. So has that been different now being the champ and now having that bullseye on you?
Oh, for sure. Everybody keeps blowing me up, wanting to go. Everybody's shooting their shot for a title. Everybody will be blowing up your social media, asking you, when can I get my shot? So for sure, it's definitely where I like being that guy. I like having all these new challenges. These guys are coming in, bringing their absolute best game. I like that. I already knew I was getting everybody's best, but now I'm getting the best plus a little bit extra. So I love that. Any challenge I can get, I can keep it coming. So I hope to be the guy that now makes everybody else wrestle their best match because they're facing me for the title. That's what I hope happens now. And that's what I plan on doing every single time I defend that belt.
Well, where can you find you next? You got any wrestling coming up? You got any MMA fights coming up?
Absolute lose. Pro wrestling 11-11. We're back at the Relic Center here in Springfield, Mo. I got Austin Mulitalo. I'm defending the belt against that punk, so we'll make quick work. Submit him. I don't know what I'll do with him. I'll have my way with that dude. I'm done talking about him. But we got him 11-11. Mid-States Wrestling. We're back at the Relic Center here in Springfield. MMA, man, I'm gonna stay healthy. I honestly, I got a cruise in December. So I'm getting ready for that. But if any short notice fight comes up and my coaches like it, you might see me hop in something maybe a week or two out and make it happen. Other than that, I think we might shoot for January. We'll probably get another MMA fight maybe late December. But I plan on staying super active in both. Whatever Mid-States is throwing out, I'm going to be there as far as pro wrestling. And I'm going to take something as far as MMA, kickboxing. I'll do one of those definitely in the near future, as soon as I can.
Well, good luck cutting weight on a cruise, man. I've been on 5 or 6 of them, and that would be difficult to do.
I made the promise that I was going to work out every day and be on that track. I promise you, I'm going to get a 5 and 10K, 5 or 10K, not both. Every single day, I'm going to be in there. I'm going to get my shadow boxing rounds, but I might gain 5 or 10 pounds. So that might happen. I don't blame you, Nate. I don't blame you, baby.
Well, you mentioned Austin Muatalo, and I got the chance to see your last matchup you had with him. I tried to talk to him before the show, and he's like, I don't have time for any of you, little people. He wouldn't even talk to us. So I couldn't really find out a whole lot about him. But, what is his deal? Why is he coming after Must See TV? And here's my phone ringing. You know why it's ringing, guys, right?
Hey, it's about time to go work.
No, it's because you're on, and we got so much. This is the FCC saying, hey, your ratings are so high with Must See TV on here that they're giving us a call. So actually, I think it's someone trying to sell me an auto warranty, but nah.
You know how they are. They're ruthless with that. They're ruthless.
But what's his deal? He seems like he's got a vendetta against you.
First off, he's a punk. But second off, I think what it is he was a class after me at Harley races. And by that time, I had pretty much moved on. Not necessarily moved on like I didn't need Harley Race Wrestling Academy, but I came down here to Mid-State. And I think that just rubbed him the wrong way. I think I told him we were going to train together or something, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The kid needs to learn and grow up. If I would have been there, I would have absolutely put it on him there. He probably wouldn't have liked me anyways. That dude is a punk. I think he's just mad. But at the end of the day, he's a fan. He's on my social media. When all my pages, he gets the top fan badges. I mean, so at the end of the day, he's a fan.
Well, I heard through the rumor mill too. It's like I think you had some knee pads or something that ended up missing, and
bruh, that is the whole thing too. It also just so happens I tape my fingers. All of a sudden, this dude tapes his fingers. I wear all white knee pads, kick pads. This dude wears all white knee pads, kick pads. Also, my white knee pads, kick pads went missing at the last event, and old boy has them now. I don't know. It's really wild, but at the end of the day, like I said, he's a fan. He probably steals my gear. He's top fan on all my social media. Dude's a fan. I don't got any good things to say about that kid.
Hopefully you don't steal all that beef jerky.
Oh, bro, he calls it dog food. He ain't good enough to eat a steak. He ain't good enough. He probably couldn't finish one. Probably too much protein for him.
Well, speaking of the steak sticks, tell us a little bit about those steak sticks, because I got a chance, you gave me a sample one at one of the last shows, and man, I ate about half of it. I was like, oh man, this is good. And I was like, my son was with me, and I was like, oh, you got to try this out. And then we're like, we need some more. And it was already gone. You had a bunch in the back. It was cleaned out. Everyone was walking around eating beef sticks.
Man, I'm telling you, when I take the steak sticks in, bro, they clear out. I bring like 2 whole boxes, and those bad boys are cleared out. So what they are is they're steak sticks by Premium Protein. They've been sponsoring me for MMA and pro wrestling. They've been supporting me since day one. When I told them that I wanted to straight up be a hybrid athlete, do MMA and pro wrestling, they supported me, no doubt. They sponsored me and said, we're on board. And what it is it is all clean. It's almost not, it isn't beef jerky. At the end of the day, it's a steak stick. So what it is, it's the premium cuts. It's none of the trimmings. It's all the filet, and all that good stuff. And that's what we put in there. Gluten-free, all the good stuff. We got honey barbecue and original, and we're probably going to add some other flavors here soon. You can get them online at thesteakstick.com or your local Hy-Vee, baby.
Well, in November, you mentioned going back to the Relic Center. And I got to tell you, that crowd in Springfield over the last couple of years is just absolutely amazing. I mean, Springfield is really becoming a hotbed of professional wrestling.
It's absolutely awesome. That Relic Center crowd is getting huge. And like you said, Springfield's becoming a hotbed. Everything about the town is becoming pro wrestling. We're respecting the legacy. I love to see how it's going to grow, and I'm just hoping I can be a part of it and help any way I can. It's truly becoming a hotbed, and I'm going to help any way I can. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I know for those, wanting to go to the show, they go to mswtickets.com, get your tickets today. I know they're going super fast. And speaking of things that go super fast, one more thing, every time I go to a show, I have one must-see TV shirt. But every time I go in, man, that stuff is gone so quick. So tell us a little bit about your swag, man, because you really are bringing the boom to the room with your swag.
Bro, so I wish I was going to put one on, but I didn't have time. So what we do is we have a shirt, and I'm actually going to post it on all my social media soon because we just ordered another crop of them because we sold out. So what it is it's your must-see TV Player One Edition shirt that we have right now. Cool little Atari of me on there. You can grab one of those. We sell them at every Mid-States wrestling show. But like you said, we've sold out pretty much every time that we went there. We've got a new crop coming in. You can just direct message me on my social media or come find me at that merch table at MSW and get yourself a shirt, baby.
You mentioned social media. Where can fans find you?
Fans can find me on X. They can find me at Vaught Colton. On Instagram, I believe it is Colton Theron Vaught. At Colton Theron Vaught. Nothing. And then, other than that, y'all just hit me up. Just hit me up. Just hit me up on those social medias. DM me. Facebook is just Colton Theron Vaught.
Well, Must See TV, I know you're a super busy guy. We really appreciate you taking out your time. I know heavy negotiating between our agents and your agents to get this to finally go down. And I'm gonna have to bring that Player One shirt I got last time. I need to get you to autograph that next show.
Hey, don't die, hey, bro. You the man, bro, for real. I don't need an autograph. It's too pretty. You keep it, David. You keep it.
Oh, sweet, man. Well, thank you so much. And before we go, we got just one more question for you. And I know last time, Nathan hit you with these really cool questions. I think it was like what was the one you used to have, Nathan, about his
it was the cheesecake one.
Yeah, the cheesecake. Yeah. I'm going to go a little bit easier.
Media.
Yeah, we're not going as deep on this time, but tell us maybe something maybe the must-see TV fans don't know about you.
I think maybe must-see TV fans don't know about me is my girlfriend has slowly made me a cat guy. So I don't know if you've seen, but these cats be going all around me, man. And at first I wasn't about it, but now I'm probably the biggest cat dad around. I got this big orange cat laying on me right now. His name's Kevin. I don't know if he'll let me pick him up, but come here, Kevin. Come here, Kevin. But my girlfriend's made me like a cat dad. So now I got healthy Kevin, bro. We call him Heavy Kevy. But that's probably the one fact about me that people don't know is I'm basically a cat dad now. That's the one.
Well, that cat looks like he's ready to fight at heavyweight. So
bro, Heavy Kevy, man. I'm gonna take on Francis Ngannou. I'm not gonna lie, picking him up without my weight belt. I about had an injury right there, man. I thought I could just pick him up flat-footed. I about went down, man.
Well, man, hopefully you can stay healthy picking up that cat. November 11th, Springfield, Mid-States Wrestling. And Must See TV, thank you again for taking the time, jumping on with us. And we're looking forward to calling more of your matches and seeing what you're going to do to that punk, Austin Mutalo.
Dang right. Hey, God bless you guys. Thank you guys for having me on here. You guys are always just absolute class. And it's always so fun chatting with you guys, for real. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, for the Loose Can, David McBee, and also Nathan Sumo Rogers. We'll see you next time on TLSN Overtime.